18 years old, and this is my response to the brief of designing and making a garment inspired by Alexander McQueen. I've named the project Psychomachia, which is a literary concept dealing with the conflict inside your soul. So I'm going to come back to that in a few minutes. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself first. And fashion. In the beginning, I hated fashion. I hated it. I thought that fashion was what all those popular people were wearing at school on non-uniform days, not like this. I thought it was this one restrictive thing, so I investigated, because I didn't want to hate something without knowing what it was. Like how a child hates broccoli, but you tell them to try it anyway. So I decided to try it. And through investigation, I found a world that I loved, that I knew I wanted to be in. Because through looking at people like McQueen and Vivienne Westwood and everybody in fashion that is boundary pushing and rebellious, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. Which brings me on to my research. I did a sketchbook just to get all my little notes in. Just started off looking at the book Savage Beauty, which I'm sure you're all aware of. I just scanned in pictures and took quotes from there that I thought I felt particularly connected to, and just wrote them all down here as like a starting point before I did the mood board. And then developed like a theme from his work of the Romantic Gothic, and felt particularly connected to that theme and just ran with that. So I kind of went from there and wanted to investigate into his ideas of what's buried beneath you as a person, those like hidden. One need not be a chamber to be haunted, where she explores the idea of hidden secrets inside your brain, like who are you, what are you capable of as a human being. To represent this, I've used chicken bones around the corset, which is kind of bringing something from the inside, which is perhaps ugly, and forcing you to look at it on the outside. So bringing this hidden person from the inside of your brain and showing you it on the outside. And this big long skirt that I've got was influenced by Wuthering Heights, because I had this vision of Cathy running across the moors with this big long train trailing behind her, which is also like a Gothic romantic book, which just influenced and pushed that theme further. So yeah, there's the final piece. They just had all these silk satin ruffles on that I pinned on and done with the free machining. There's a crinoline underneath to make it stick out at the back, and all this embroidery detail I did on the machine as well. For my additional designer project, I looked at Vivienne Westwood. To represent her work, I did this like house type box. So I've covered it in images of her work around the outside, obviously written her name on the front. And you can open that up, and I've made a doll of her on the inside. I'll pass it to you in a minute.
It's just like a
Sitting on a chair of bones, obviously, to link with that. I made this little chandelier.
You know what? I think we should go and put that on the door. I think she'd love that.
With Malcolm McLaren all those years ago in the 70s, she did a series of t-shirts with like rock and other words I probably shouldn't say on them at the front, which I didn't know until after I'd decided to use bones and investigated into her work and was like, oh.
So you got this